I need to get top 3 symptoms in the last week. So if you can mention 3 symptoms that you find are the worst ones in the last week, and it can be like pain, headache in the forehead, or it can be headache in the temples, and maybe something with your shoulder, or it can be neck pain or something else. But the top 3 worst symptoms, if you were to choose.
That's a headache in the back of the skull, going up to the temples.
Yeah.
And then this knife between my shoulder blades and neck pain, like a stuck neck, completely. I cannot move my head very long before it hurts down the spine.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and so those were the top 3, and then we have the actual symptoms. So again, you have to give, well, not again, but you have to give a number for each of these symptoms between 0 and 10. And if you say 0, it means that you don't have this, you haven't had this symptom at all. And we're trying to look at a period of 1 to 2 weeks, the last 1 to 2
within
weeks.
The last week, yeah, okay.
And if you give it a 10, then it's absolutely unbearable. It's horrible. It's as bad as you can imagine.
Yes.
So the first symptom you need to give a number is pain in the back of the head.
Let's say 8.
Yes. And then we have pain behind the ear.
7.
Yeah.
7.
And then we have pain in the temples.
7 as well.
And then we have pain in the forehead.
6.
And pain on top of the head.
7.
And pain in the back teeth.
0.
Yeah. And pain in the jaw.
Like 4. 4.
And pain in the eyes, or maybe behind the eyes.
3.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. And sinus pain, so bihulerne inside here.
Not actually, no, maybe 1. Yeah.
And pain inside the ear.
0.
And pain in the throat, inside the throat.
0.
Yeah. And pain in the chest.
That's actually coming from my shoulder, like going through to the chest. So I would say like 8 actually, especially when breathing.
Yeah.
When I breathe, take a deep breath.
And then pain in the neck, in the back of the neck.
8.
Yes. And then more on the side, kind of front or side of the neck.
I would say 8 as well.
Yes. And then we have in the base of the skull, so between the back head and the neck.
9.
Yeah. And then we have in the upper back, so that's just the area just below the neck. Just so you know, I have 4 measurements for the back. So the first one is the upper back, the next one is between the shoulder blades, so further down, and then I have in the middle of the back and then the lower back. But first you have to give in the very upper back.
I would say 7.
And then between the shoulder blades.
9.
Yeah. And then in the middle of the back.
5.
Yeah. And then the lower back.
There's nothing. 0.
0. And then we have on the top of the shoulder.
I would say 7.
Yes. And then we have inside or on the side of the shoulder.
I would say like 5.
And then we have, do you have any problems with your arms, hands, fingers and wrists at all?
No, like tingling or no.
Tingling or pain
no.
or anything?
No,
okay.
Not really.
I'll just give you 0 all the way down then. So nothing, no pain. And what about in your legs?
No, I don't have the, no.
No, okay. All right, and feeling disturbances in arms, feeling disturbances in hands, just 0. Okay. And then we have tinnitus.
No, I don't have that.
No. And sensitivity to sounds.
I would say like 3 maybe.
And sensitivity to light.
the same, 3.
Yeah. And trouble swallowing, or a sensation that you are not swallowing properly?
That's only because I have a cold right now, but not compared to the other symptoms. But
All right.
I'll say 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then watery or dry eyes?
0.
And the clicking of the jaw, or a jaw that doesn't move correctly?
0.
Yeah. And nausea?
I would say like 5.
And dizziness and balance disturbances?
Also 5.
Yes. And irritation in the eyes? So maybe you can feel like you have something in the eye?
0.
Yeah. And irritation in the nose?
That's also because of the cold, but a 0 compared to the...
Yes. Trouble turning the head?
That I can turn my head this far, and then I cannot go further without big pain. So I would say 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, my head is still stuck.
Yes. And then visual disturbances. So it can be either blurred vision, or if you look at a text, you cannot really put the two pictures together, or maybe a difficulty focusing, or...
When I'm reading, I sometimes I'd say 4.
Yeah.
4, yeah.
And then a feeling of living in jelly or living in a dream?
I don't really have that.
No?
0? No, 0, yeah.
And then stomach problems?
0.
And then we have an inability to concentrate?
I would say 4.
Yeah. And inability to sleep, or poor sleep quality?
Oh, that's very bad. 9, I would say.
And then a feeling of stress or anxiousness?
Say 8.
Yes. And a feeling of tiredness or a lack of energy?
8.
8. Okay. All right. That was the first symptom list, so I will stop the recording.